To rise above the average, one must first silence the noise of the world, the clamor of others' achievements, the whispers of their victories, the parades they throw for themselves. None of it matters. None of it contributes to your ascent. What builds power is what you do when no one watches, when no one applauds, when no one sees. The seed of greatness is planted in silence, watered by discipline, and fed by relentless focus on self. A man who constantly measures himself against another becomes a shadow. His actions are reactions. His direction is not chosen. It is assigned by the movements of others. He may chase, but he never leads. Power is not found in the footprints of other men. It is forged when you blaze a trail of your own. When your mind ceases to calculate the distance between you and them and begins to calculate only how far you can push your own limit, that is when you become dangerous. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the state in which clarity is born. The general does not lead his army by gossiping in the crowd. He retreats to his map room, studies the terrain, contemplates the enemy, and forms a strategy. The same must be true of your life. If you are constantly watching others, you are not studying yourself. If your mind is filled with their progress, their habits, their routines, there is no room to develop your own. Power comes when your focus is undivided. It comes when you know where you are going, and you proceed there with precision, not because others are watching, but because it must be done. Comparison breeds two poisons, envy and arrogance. Envy is weakness disguised as admiration. It corrodes the soul from the inside. Arrogance is delusion, a mask worn by those who think they've won a war they've never fought. Both steal your energy. Both misdirect your attention. When you focus on others, you either feel inferior or superior. Both conditions detach you from your mission. You were not born to measure up. You were born to rise up. And that ascent begins the moment you stop looking sideways and start moving forward. Imagine a warrior polishing his blade. He does not stop to compare the sharpness of another's sword. He sharpens again and again until his weapon gleams in the sun. He knows that in battle, only his blade will matter. Not the tales of others, not the stories he's heard, but what he has prepared. Life is the same. Only what you have prepared, refined, and built within yourself will serve you when the test arrives. And it always arrives. There is a reason why the most dangerous men in history did not reveal their plans. Power grows in silence. Power grows in patience. If you need validation to act, if you need applause to continue, then your motivation is weak, borrowed from the outside. That which can be given can be taken. Build your foundation on self-reliance, and it will not tremble, even when storms rage around you. Solitude is where ambition is made pure. When you sit alone with your thoughts, when no one tells you who to be, you begin to discover what you truly want. That knowledge is priceless. A man who knows his purpose cannot be bought. He cannot be swayed. His value comes not from being better than others, but from being better than his former self. That is the only contest worth entering. The daily war against the weaker version of you. There is strategy in focusing on yourself. While others waste time monitoring each other, you gain ground. While they celebrate trivial wins and bicker over small titles, you sharpen your mind, your skills, your discipline. One day, they will look up and wonder how you passed them. They will not see the early mornings, the late nights, the repetition, the solitude. They will not understand that while they looked around, you looked within. While they measured, you mastered. While they competed, you conquered. And so, focus on yourself not because the world tells you to improve, but because you are your own most valuable investment. Every second you give to comparison is a second stolen from your growth. Every glance at another's life is attention robbed from your own purpose. Withdraw from that temptation. Withdraw into focus. Let your silence be your training ground. Let your solitude be your stronghold. Build there, forge there, discipline there. That is where power is born. In the theater of life, there is only one actor whose performance truly matters: yours. Yet the world entices you to look at others, to compare, to measure your progress against theirs. It does so subtly at first, a glance at their successes, a moment spent thinking about their victories. And then it turns into a constant distraction. You become fixated on how you measure up. The tragedy is that while your attention is diverted outward, your own potential slips away unnoticed, like a soldier distracted by the noise of the enemy, forgetting that the true battle lies within. Comparison is not just an idle pastime. It is a silent destroyer of dreams. When you compare yourself to another, you do not see their struggles, their failures, their sacrifices. You only see the outcome, the polished facade they present to the world. You do not see the late nights, the moments of doubt, the lessons learned the hard way. To compare yourself to someone else is to deny the fullness of your own story. Your journey is not theirs, and their journey is not yours. The forces shaping their life are different from those shaping yours. Yet, in this constant comparison, you lose sight of your unique path. You begin to question your worth, to doubt your decisions, and to wonder if you are measuring up. You are no longer competing with your own potential. You are simply trying to mimic someone else's. The distraction of comparison robs you of your power. It is an insidious force that gradually eats away at your focus, making you think that you must keep pace with others in order to succeed. You believe that their successes are benchmarks that you must reach, that their timeline should mirror yours, and that their choices should be your guide. But success, true success, does not follow a prescribed path. It is carved out through your actions, through the unique decisions you make in each moment. You cannot arrive at your destination by following someone else's trail. Their path, no matter how impressive, will never lead you to your own destiny. Distraction comes in many forms, and comparison is one of the most dangerous. It takes you out of the present moment and pulls you into an imaginary race against others. It makes you forget that the only true competition is with yourself. How often do we waste time worrying about what others are doing, whether they are succeeding faster or more elegantly than we are? This preoccupation with others is a thief, stealing your energy and your time. You waste hours thinking about someone else's life, someone else's choices, when you could have been channeling that time and energy into building your own future. And in doing so, you fall further behind, not because others are better, but because you are no longer focused on the battle at hand, the battle to unlock your own potential. The problem with comparison is not that it encourages you to strive for excellence. It's that it does so by making you feel less than. When you compare your starting point to someone else's finish line, you are engaging in a losing battle. You are measuring yourself against a version of them that has already been through trials, that has already grown, that has already fought battles you haven't yet fought. Their story is not your story, and their journey is not the map you must follow. The only comparison that matters is between the person you are today and the person you were yesterday. Your growth is not contingent on others' progress. It is contingent on your own ability to push past your limitations, to evolve, and to keep moving forward. The distraction of comparison also paralyzes you with indecision. You watch others take action, and you begin to second-guess your own choices. You wonder if they know something you don't, if they've made the right decisions, if their path is the one you should follow. In the end, this only leads to hesitation and confusion, while you are distracted by the question of whether you are doing it right. They are simply doing it. They are moving forward while you remain stagnant, caught in the trap of indecision. Distraction is not just the enemy of focus. It is the enemy of progress. It steals the momentum that is needed to achieve greatness. Every time you allow yourself to be distracted by the successes of others, you slow down your own journey. You lose time, and with that loss, you lose the opportunity to forge ahead. Time wasted is never recovered. Once it's gone forever, and with it, the potential for your own victory. If you are too focused on what others are doing, you are too slow in taking action for your own goals. True power is found in discipline, in focusing on your own path, in investing your energy into your own dreams. When you are not distracted by what others are doing, You are free to act with clarity. You can make decisions based on your own goals, not on the perceived success of others. You can execute with precision, knowing that every move you make is a step toward your own victory, not someone else's. In the absence of comparison, there is only action, and action is what leads to achievement. In the end, comparison is a trap, a cunning distraction that prevents you from doing the work that matters. It lures you into a false sense of competition, convincing you that you must be better than someone else to win, when in fact, the true competition is between the person you are today and the person you can become. Focus on your own growth. Cultivate your own strengths. Build your own success. When you eliminate the distraction of comparison, you are left with only one thing: the freedom to focus on what you must do to become who you are meant to be. Discipline is not merely a tool in the pursuit of greatness. It is the foundation upon which your empire is built. Without it, no structure, no plan, no vision can withstand the tests of time and challenge. Discipline is the unseen force that drives progress, the quiet master of every triumph. Discipline requires sacrifice. It asks you to make choices that may not always bring immediate gratification. It demands that you prioritize your long-term goals over the short-term rewards. While others indulge in the fleeting pleasures of the moment, discipline whispers to you, urging you to remain focused, urging you to keep moving, urging you to stay the course. This is where the true power of discipline lies, in its ability to keep you grounded when the world around you is chaotic, when the distractions are loud, when the temptation to stray is strong. Discipline makes you impervious to the noise, steadfast in your pursuit, unwavering in your commitment. To build an empire, you must understand that the foundation of discipline is not built in a day. It is forged over time through consistent action and unrelenting focus. It is the accumulation of small, seemingly insignificant decisions that, when compounded over days, months, and years, lead to extraordinary results. Discipline is not about grand gestures or monumental sacrifices. It is about doing the small things, the mundane tasks, with excellence every single day. It is about waking up early when you'd rather sleep, working hard when you'd rather rest, continuing the fight when the end seems far off. These are the moments that define you. These are the moments that fortify your empire. And in the face of adversity, discipline becomes your shield. When the challenges of life seem insurmountable, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, it is discipline that will carry you forward. The warrior may face moments of doubt, moments of despair, but his discipline keeps him moving, keeps him fighting, keeps him focused on the goal. It is in these moments that discipline reveals its true power. It is the lifeline that pulls you through the storm, the steady hand that guides you when the path is unclear. Discipline is your greatest ally in the pursuit of mastery. It is the force that transforms ordinary effort into exceptional achievement. The world will try to lead you astray, tempt you with shortcuts, convince you that there is an easier way. But discipline remains steadfast, unwavering in its resolve. It knows that the road to greatness is long and filled with obstacles, but it also knows that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become better, to move closer to your ultimate victory. If you are to build an empire, you must recognize that discipline is the architect, the builder, and the protector. It is the unseen force that shapes your life, guiding your every action, pushing you to reach higher, to dig deeper, to become more than you ever thought possible. Without discipline, there is no empire. With it, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The most critical war you will ever fight is not against an external enemy. It is the battle waged within the confines of your own mind. The true conquest is not one of territory or riches, but of willpower, focus, and mental fortitude. The world may seem filled with external challenges, with obstacles and opponents that stand in your way, but these are mere reflections of the true struggle that takes place inside you. If you cannot conquer your inner self, if you cannot master your own thoughts and impulses, then you will never truly conquer anything else. The battlefield is within, and it is here, in the quiet recesses of your mind, that every victory or defeat begins. The mind is a powerful force capable of shaping your reality. It can either be a weapon or a prison, depending on how it is controlled. When you allow your thoughts to wander aimlessly, when you entertain doubts, fears, and distractions, you are losing the battle. Each moment of indecision, each moment of hesitation is a victory for the forces that wish to keep you stagnant. These forces are not external. They are your own insecurities, your fears, your complacency, and your lack of discipline. Every time you let them dictate your actions, you surrender ground in the war within. But when you take command of your mind, when you channel your thoughts and emotions toward your goals, you wield a power greater than any weapon. The greatest generals throughout history did not win battles by relying solely on the strength of their armies. They won by mastering the mental game, by remaining calm in the face of adversity, by controlling their emotions, by thinking several steps ahead. This is the same approach you must adopt. The battle within is one of strategy. It is about how you think, how you manage your time, how you control your impulses, and how you rise above the distractions that seek to lead you astray. To win the battle within, you must first become aware of the internal forces at play. The mind is filled with voices that pull you in different directions. There are the voices of doubt, telling you that you are not enough, that you cannot succeed, that the task at hand is too difficult. There are the voices of laziness, whispering that rest is more important than effort, that you deserve a break, that the work can wait. And then there are the voices of temptation, urging you to indulge in distractions that lead you nowhere, that offer momentary relief but long-term regret. These voices are not the enemy. They are the internal forces you must understand and control. They represent your weaknesses, your fears, and your desires. If you let them dominate your thoughts, they will steer your actions and ultimately your life. The key to victory lies in discipline. The discipline to recognize these voices for what they are, and the discipline to choose a different path. The battlefield within is not fought with physical strength, but with mental resilience. It is a battle of decisions, a battle of wills. You must constantly choose to act in accordance with your higher self, the version of you that knows what is required for success, for growth, for greatness. Every time you choose to act against your impulses, you make progress. Every time you choose to push through the doubt, the fear, the laziness, you move closer to the victory that awaits you. One of the greatest challenges in the battle within is overcoming the lure of instant gratification. The world bombards you with distractions, with pleasures that promise immediate satisfaction, but leave you empty in the long run. This is where true strength is forged, in the ability to delay gratification, to stay focused on the long-term goal, even when the temptations of the present moment are strong. It is the ability to keep your eyes on the horizon, even when the immediate rewards seem enticing. This is the mark of a conqueror, the ability to withstand the temptation of the moment in favor of the greater prize. It is easy to give in to comfort, to take the easy way out. But the true victor is the one who chooses the difficult path, the one who sacrifices the short-term pleasure for the long-term reward. The battlefield within is also one of persistence. It is not enough to simply make the right choice once or twice. To win the war, you must continue to fight day in and day out. It is the constant effort to maintain control over your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. Every day presents a new challenge, a new opportunity to either advance or retreat. The battle is not won in a single moment, but in the accumulation of countless decisions made over time. It is the ability to keep moving forward, even when progress seems slow, when the end seems distant, when the road is unclear. Victory is not about the speed with which you advance, but the determination with which you keep moving. Another crucial aspect of winning the battle within is the ability to embrace failure. Too many people are defeated by their own mistakes, allowing each failure to chip away at their confidence, at their resolve. But true strength is not found in avoiding failure. It is found in learning from it, in using it as a stepping stone toward success. The battle within is not about being perfect. It is about growing stronger with every setback, about turning each failure into a lesson, and about continuing to move forward despite the obstacles. Each failure is an opportunity to refine your strategy, to learn more about yourself, and to become more resilient. It is in failure that you learn your true strength. To conquer the battlefield within, you must also learn the art of focus. The mind is constantly bombarded by distractions from the external world, from your own desires, from the noise of everyday life. But a focused mind is an unstoppable force. When you focus your energy on a single task, when you direct all your attention toward your goals, you become a force of nature. Focus allows you to eliminate the noise, to shut out the distractions, and to move with purpose and clarity. The battle within is won by those who can maintain focus, who can direct their energy toward what matters, and who can stay on course no matter the obstacles. The battlefield within is the most important one you will ever face because it determines every other battle. Master the war within, and all other victories will follow. The fight is not against others, but against your own weaknesses, your own distractions, and your own limitations. Once you conquer yourself, no external force can stand in your way. Your empire is built within, and only by mastering this inner battlefield can you ever hope to achieve true greatness. The concept of legacy is often misunderstood. Many people, driven by external pressures, measure their lives by the standards and achievements of others, thinking that their worth is only defined by how much they have outperformed or outshone someone else. They believe that their success is only validated when they stand above the crowd, when they can be compared favorably to the giants who came before them. But to build a legacy, you must embrace your own narrative. This means accepting that your story may not mirror the stories of those you admire, and that's perfectly fine. There is no one-size-fits-all blueprint for success. The legacy of a great leader or thinker cannot simply be copied by walking in their footsteps. Instead, it is about understanding the lessons they imparted and applying them in your own life in a way that is authentic to who you are. Your legacy comes from the decisions you make, the risks you take, and the lives you touch along the way. It's not about copying another script. It's about writing your own. The need to define your own legacy is a reminder that your life is not a competition with others. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparison, to look at the achievements of others and feel that you are falling short. But when you measure yourself against another person, you are undermining the very essence of your uniqueness. You cannot be them, and they cannot be you. Your value is not determined by how closely you match someone else's successes or how much more you have than someone else. It is determined by your own capacity to create, to contribute, and to leave behind something meaningful. Your legacy is not a trophy you collect by defeating others. It is the mark you leave through the impact you have, the lives you shape, and the example you set. In order to build a legacy that truly matters, you must focus on what you are creating, not on how others perceive it. This means focusing on your work, your mission, and the value you are contributing to the world without the constant need for external validation. It's easy to get caught up in what others think of your work, to seek approval, recognition, or accolades. But true legacy is not born of applause or praise. It is born of the quiet, steadfast dedication to doing the right thing, to staying true to your values, and to contributing to something greater than yourself. When you shift your focus away from comparing yourself to others and instead concentrate on what you can contribute, your impact becomes deeper, more meaningful, and more lasting. Another vital aspect of building your own legacy is the willingness to take risks and make mistakes. Greatness is not achieved by playing it safe or avoiding failure. In fact, failure is an essential part of the journey toward leaving a significant legacy. Every great leader, inventor, or thinker encountered failure, but they did not let it define them. They used it as a stepping stone, learning from their missteps and adjusting their approach. Your legacy will not be shaped by how many times you succeed, but by how many times you get back up after falling. It is in your resilience, your ability to push forward in the face of adversity, that your legacy is forged. It is also crucial to remember that a true legacy is one that transcends time. The most impactful legacies are those that continue to inspire and influence long after the person has passed. It is not the immediate recognition that matters, but the enduring impact you leave behind. This means that your actions, your ideas, and your contributions must be something that can withstand the test of time. They must be rooted in principles that will continue to resonate long after you are gone. The legacy you build should be one that outlives you, that continues to inspire others to reach higher, to think deeper, and to act with purpose long after your time has passed. A legacy built in the shadow of others is a legacy that will always be overshadowed. But a legacy built in the light of your own authenticity, courage, and vision is one that will stand tall, inspiring others to follow in your footsteps. When you live your life true to yourself, when you act in accordance with your own principles, when you focus on contributing rather than competing, your legacy becomes a powerful force. It is not just a story of your success, but a story of your courage, your integrity, and the impact you made on the world around you. And that legacy, built in the light of your own journey, will be the one that endures. In the grand design of life, your journey is yours alone to shape. It is not measured by the achievements or failures of others, nor defined by the path they take. The real triumph lies in the mastery of your own mind, the unwavering discipline to pursue your purpose, and the courage to leave behind a legacy that reflects who you truly are. In focusing on yourself, you embrace your own unique potential, free from the chains of comparison and the shadows of external expectations. The battles you face are internal, fought in the quiet moments of self-doubt and the difficult decisions that determine your course. When you conquer your own impulses, when you refuse to allow external distractions to derail you, you craft a life of meaning and significance. Your empire is not built on the approval of others, nor does it stand upon the borrowed success of those who came before. Instead, it is fortified by the decisions you make each day, by the discipline you maintain, and by the relentless commitment to your own purpose. A life focused on personal growth, mastery, and unwavering resolve will always lead to a legacy that endures far beyond your time. Embrace the fact that your greatest legacy is not one measured by comparison, but one that is written in the light of your own truth. By conquering your inner battlefield, maintaining steadfast discipline, and building a legacy true to yourself, you will rise above the noise and create an impact that resonates long after you are gone.